Hello, my name's Sylvester McCoy. Welcome to the legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello and welcome, fellow Whovians, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. How y'all doing today? I'm doing fabulous. I hope you guys are doing fabulous, because we've got a fabulous show today. How many times can I say fabulous? It's fabulous how many times I can say fabulous. It's a bit. It's a terrible bit. Anywho, I hope you guys are doing great. We've got an amazing show for you today, crammed full of speculative, wishful thinking. As we say, Doctor, who should be the next Doctor in Doctor Who? This is not in any way a rumors. This is not in any way a news segment. This is just if we had our way, if we were the showrunners, each of us and each of our panelists were the showrunner, who would we choose to be the next Doctor? We like to do something like this every now and then, in between Doctors, just to have fun, right? So, speaking of having fun, we've got our fun producer here, looking fabulous.
Oh,
hey, Christian.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Got the brainy specs. I love these things. There we go. Now it's official. Now we're cooking with Wesson. Have a good night, everybody. Tonight, tonight we are going to be doing a little surprise, and also there's going to be a surprise for the panelists participating, and I'll explain a little bit as we go through everything. Dave doesn't even know what's going on, so everybody is going to be new to what we're doing, and hopefully you can enjoy the surprise as well as we are while you're helping us select the next Doctor in Doctor Who. So a lot of speculations, a lot of rumors. When's the show going to be coming back? Is it off the air? Is it canceled? Well, is Billy going to be the new Doctor? We don't know. But we just want to have a little fun just to see who the next Doctor Who might be if it isn't her. Or I think she was just a surprise. Yeah, exactly. So off to the production room. Here I go.
Zoop.
There we go.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
He has been relegated off to the corner right up here. If you're ever wondering and you can hear him, but you can't see him, that's probably where he is, hiding behind our logo.
This is me most of the time.
Yeah, we know. That's where all of your segues came from.
That's right. Moving on.
Moving on. Let's just move on to Reverend Amagon. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
You know, ripping through every poem like a vampire should. I had more, but the beginning of before we got on, I'm done.
Okay.
Did Tom freeze there, Christian, or did I?
I think Tom froze.
Okay, good.
No, I meant he froze. I think he just held still for a little bit.
That's fair. All right. So as well as Tom, we have, of course, our sweet British perspective coming from the Candyman.
Hey guys, it's hot in the UK. Well, in the UK it's hot. I'm not sure what it's like in the US. It's about over the weekend. It's about 34 degrees Celsius. I have no idea what it is in Fahrenheit. Don't even ask me to convert it. But I got burnt and my hand looks like a drumstick squishy.
Yes.
I hope that it gets a little bit better in the next week or so, because I got about a week before I come join you. So hopefully it'll cool off just a little bit while I'm there. I'd like that. I'm not going to hold my breath, though. No. Who else do we have? Of course, our philosophy is Sean. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I'm here in the States, and I can tell you, Candyman, that it is. If you remember when David was like, "Burn with me." That's the temperature outside right now. It's ridiculous. But I'm in the air conditioning right now, and it's nice and cool, and I'm with cool people, so I'm happy to be here.
That's the problem. That's the problem with the UK. A lot of residential homes don't have aircon. So you can imagine what like 34 degrees Celsius is. I think that's like 94 or something stupid like that Fahrenheit without aircon.
Yeah, it's like that in a lot of places here too. I'm one of the lucky people here. So,
holy moly!
Yeah, it's been not so much chilly, but we've had some rain, which is important because we've had some ugly forest fires starting up with the heat. But the last week or so, it's been a little bit more nice. It's a little, if anything, chilly for this time of year.
Burn with me, Martha. Burn.
But the rain was good. It got rid of some of the smoke. So we had a lot of smoke in the air from the forest fires. Isn't that right, Mr. Grisbane Adams?
Yes, that is correct.
Being a few hours north of me.
Yeah. And just let you know, David is just holding still right now. He's not frozen.
I hope.
Wobble.
Right. So,
it's great to be here.
That's how he is. And of course, we'll start up our Who Knew News with Gadget. That's our sixth panelist here. So why don't we run that theme song and we can bring in Gadget to talk some Who Knew News.
Yay.
guys. You want to talk hot? Yeah. Well, it's a hot one here in New York City and everything. We're under heat advisory because it just went down a degree from 100. We're at 99, real feel 108. So yeah, and I understand how Mark feels with no air conditioner because I don't even have one. It died in 2016, along with my relationship. But anyway, let's see. Tonight's news, because I am also full of sugar because it's that hot and I had a lot of frosty drinks. We have a couple of birthdays that are really cool and stuff. Our own gem, as we should say it, Ruby, aka Amelia Eve Gibson, or Millie Gibson, as many of her friends know her, celebrates her, 21st birthday. Not bad and everything.
21st?
I know, yeah, 21st birthday.
God, I'm
She's a
old.
baby. She's old enough to be my daughter. She is a baby.
God.
You know? She was also seen like in the original like ITV soap opera Coronation Street from 2019-2022. Also, her movie was What Marilyn Didn't Know. So she's got a lot under her belt right now.
Good night.
And she's only 5'2". So imagine, yeah. I was wondering why they put her in heels a lot and everything and stuff. But then we have a very honored birthday. We have, how do I put this? Malcolm McDowell, if anyone's familiar with his career, because I remember seeing him in Caligula and A Clockwork Orange, because I had a yes, I had a cool teacher in my Catholic school that wanted to show the philosophy behind a lot of these movies and what they led up and how it affected society as a whole. So yeah, it was I got kicked out of bioethics and I ended up in those classes. Go figure. And everything. Because the teacher wasn't getting paid. Teacher dyslexic. Anyway, he is a young. Yeah. Hey, I saw heavy metal at when I was a kid.
Oh.
I've been corrupted for a long time. Let's see. He turns a generous young 82 years and he does not look a day over it and everything. And he's a big kid at heart and stuff. But it's a toss-up for you guys right now. Do you want to hear Peter Davidson's take on the news next of Billie Piper, or do you want to talk about the Lux episode, Doctor Who magazine number 616 with Simon's tribute? Which one would you guys like?
You're the host of the thing. Pick.
Well, because we'll go with Peter's then, because actually no, we'll leave Peter's for last because that'll tie into what we're doing and everything. And I'll put the Doctor Who magazine. If anybody has a copy of Doctor Who magazine number 616, which Ncuti and Lux on the cover, there is a very, very, very special tribute in there to our wonderful Simon. And they mention our show, The Legend of Traveling TARDIS. So if you see any of us and you have a copy, don't be hesitant to have us sign it, because I'm going to put a heart for Simon if I find you guys that have it and everything, because the tribute was done so beautifully. And I miss that big teddy bear. I really do. He was the best. And if you guys have it, please pick it up and read the tribute, because he was a great person, a great actor. And to mention us in there, that was the biggest surprise. But it's more for Simon. And I wish I can get my copy. But I did speak to Doctor Who magazine, and they sent me the links if anybody wanted to look it up. We might be able to post them on the page if anybody wants to, but they mostly said eBay in the UK, as well as many other sites that might be reselling. But they do not have any back copies, as they do not reproduce any back issues.
And,
was that written by Matt and Jessamine?
Yes, it was.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
I was crying when I read some of it.
So we want to give a special shout out to Matthew Campbell and our former panelist, Jessamine, for contributing to this. You can get to see Jessamine's picture with Simon in there. But this little, this was, I was telling people that, I was hoping that one day that our podcast would get a mention somewhere in Doctor Who magazine, but I will gladly take my name out if we could,
bring him back
Simon. This is not the way I wanted to get in. So, but yeah, there's a little in the bottom left-hand corner, if you can see it. It also mentions our good friend Joseph McGrail for the No Name Trivia Show. the 2 podcasts he was in, and including ours. So, Simon, thank you all for everything that you did for us. And as long as this YouTube channel stands, there is a place. Yeah, there will be a place for Simon, as always. His Simon Says Sci-Fi is going to remain up there on his own playlist. So again, thank you, Simon, for everything you did for us. And
yeah, he was the best and everything. And then if you've picked up a copy of Radio Time, what is it? Is it Radio Times or any other like podcaster or any other site? They have mentioned this, that our 5th Doctor, Peter Davison, the father-in-law of our, and everything and stuff, does not think Billie Piper is going to be the Doctor. He's baffled as well. He does not. He says there's something in the air, because everyone agrees they would have mentioned her as the Doctor if she was the next Doctor. Could that be part of the hiatus? Could that be part of whatever? Or because it was a rush ending, because no one knew where this show stood at this point and everything? Is that just like, is he going to wake up? The Doctor's going to wake up from a fever dream and go, it was all a dream. It was all, that whole season 1 and season 2 was just a dream, because that would be the only thing I'll accept right now, is if they come back that he woke up in a fever dream. Because everyone is stumped and all, but that's the craziness about everything and stuff with this genre and everything. You don't know who to believe, what to believe, and until we get it officially from the BBC and Bad Wolf Studios, I'm just taking this with a grain of salt, because she's got a lot on her plate right now. She's going to be in the Wednesday series. She's doing other things, and Ncuti's got his own stuff going on. So everybody, it's just up to the war of the land and the sea to hold up everything until we figure out what's going on.
The Doctor's going to wake up. He's still going to be in the barn as a boy. It was all a dream. He never even
all a dream.
Well, which part was the dream? Where do you want to cut off and go, that's dream?
Right before Clara gets there in the barn. That was a dream too.
Fun. You know what? And somebody had mentioned we forgot about the dream crabs.
Yeah.
He could still be being possessed by one of those dream crabs from Last Christmas.
You never know, because we're not getting a Christmas episode. We're not getting whatever. Who knows? And maybe Capaldi will show back up. Who knows? And everything. But maybe the dream starts from when Jodie transforms, and that's it. And then she goes right into Ncuti and everything. And it was just all a wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing, because they were all questioning the regen, questioning this, questioning if it's the moment. We don't know and everything and stuff and everything. But right now, I think it does need a break, because Disney wanted one direction. This other state channel wants a Sarah Jane type one. How about we just go back to black and white, half-hour segments, and leave it at that?
And Peter Capaldi is such like my favorite Doctor that I actually kind of don't want him to come back. Not because I don't think it would be like, I think it would be fantastic, but I just, his era was rounded out so well, and he did such a good job. I think they should leave it.
I truly want him back as a multi-Doctor. I want a multi-Doctor verse.
Could be. Could be in the works.
And see how he would interact with the other Doctors, but he's not even doing Big Finish, which is disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's sad. Like maybe like it took this while with Christopher Eccleston to do Big Finish. Let's see what happens now with this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And everything. But I also want to give a shout out, because as you guys know, I missed last week's newscast. It was pre-taped due to a certain expo I was at here in New York once a year. B&H Photo Video. It's a store that's down in Manhattan and everything, located at 420 9th Avenue. They've been in the business since 1973. They fund a lot of studios with camera equipment, podcasters, and everything. They even had a beautiful podcast setup. They had this year the Build Expo 2025, sponsored by Sony. I gotta get Sony in there and everything. And it was we had a bunch of nice people. I found out I could have been live with you guys at the last minute. They would have put a room, and I could have had people come in, looked with the TARDIS and stuff. They showed you how to create your own channel, how to get new mics, how to tweak the mics and everything. You could build your own setup. It was a very good show and everything. The only part of it I did regret was I didn't get the business card for the one who was doing the podcasting set up, because they had a beautiful mic, and it was like enough that you can have a stop button on it if you needed it, so that when people talk, it automatically goes up and then you press it to talk, like the way the DJ booths have it at radio stations and everything. So they brought back that feature as well as many others, but they said it's all available in their store. They even gave us a magazine, and I don't know if the code is still good, but they had a code in here that if you, I think it might be ending this week or it ended on Sunday, I'm not sure, but it was Build Expo 25, I think the code was. No, it was BHBILD as in David 25. So Build 25. I don't know if you guys will be able, I know it's limited, but that would be it. And it's basically if you need any camera needs or anything, or they teach you how to do setups and everything for your podcast. I know when I say everything, that's because I'm trying to remember from memory. But I did meet a lot of people, especially my original namesake. Her name was Felicia Kane, and she was part of the Bernstein communications group that was focused on how we can make it better, as well as Rose. I wish I got Rose's last name. She's one of the heads at B&H. And I even met a young lady there named Crystal, who turns out is a doctor from England. And she knew exactly who Doctor Who was. And there's a cute picture with her holding the TARDIS. Once we can put that on the page and everything if you guys want to see it. But I recommend any podcaster, if you're interested, check them out. They're online. It's B&H Photo and Video. And you can always go to the Build Expo. It's once every year. I think they're setting it up for next year to be again in May this time of 2026, but I think it might change and stuff. But it was a good event, and I recommend it to everybody. And I hope that maybe tonight it's going to be wacky and fun, because it's too hot. I'm actually here holding this like this. So far, that's all the news we have, because maybe we'll talk about those rumors of a hiatus. Or otherwise, I want to see what Christian's got in store for us.
Well, before we go, before we end the news, I just want to bring up Billy's comment. He says, "Can you tell us of the career of Mr. Simon Fisher Becker, please?"
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
He played Dorian Moldavar in Doctor Who for series 5 and 6 with Matt Smith as the 11th Doctor. He's also notably known as the Fat Friar from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, as well as doing a lot of other stuff. And the two podcasts that we just mentioned he was on at the time was the No Name Trivia Show, was Joseph, and he was a member of our panelists and a good friend and a dear brother to us with the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. He's also known for doing pantomime. He's done a lot of stuff on stage. Trying to think of anything else off the top of my head, but those are
just a big teddy bear.
Yep, he's been in Big Finish as Dorian. So, yep.
Yeah,
And he did a series called Puppy Love. So, just to name a few. So I just wanted to make sure.
Wonderful husband Tony does our theme song.
Exactly, his husband does the theme song and the closing song. So, all right. Gadget, anything else with the news before we close the door?
No, unless you guys have something to add about any conventions coming up or the weather or anything. But right now, like I said, the news is so light because we're still in hiatus, and I'm waiting for everybody to start talking about the war between the land and the sea, because I haven't really seen anything on Disney yet for it.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and close the door on this Who Knew News.
Cool.
All right. So, Christian, what do you think? We are sitting at 24 minutes in. I think that's a good time to do commercial break.
Yes,
and
I
then,
think so.
And then we can come back uninterrupted with Doctor Who should be the next Doctor Who in Doctor Who.
Sounds like a plan. When we return, please continue to log on, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplayer themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
I'm author Mark Muncy.
And I'm author Erica Lance.
And this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Yeah, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I so enclosed. The spell stays unspoken. A dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down. I didn't listen to that voicemail. A TikTok that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
Hey, I'm Sophia Miles, and this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Wrong about running that commercial, Dave. Every time we do it right before dinner, and I'm just like starving to death.
Oh, I know.
Can he just make one without fish, and I'll buy a bunch from him?
I wish I could.
Anchovy.
That's a death sentence.
All I'm saying.
Was that a Mr. Krabs right there with the anchovies?
Yes, it was.
That's Mr. Krabs. He likes money. Yes, welcome. I'm just gonna, before we go into whatever everybody's choices, I'm gonna address this comment here. Yes, definitely aware of the potential spin-off animation happening. Didn't bring it up.
Oh yeah.
We don't really have any more information than it'll probably, hopefully, maybe happen.
Well, no, the only thing I was sent was those pictures from when the season 2 premiere was and everything, where they got Ncuti and V as little CB baby characters and everything and stuff like that. I sent those two to you guys, but that was the only thing I was given as a hint to it.
Is that the spinoff you guys mentioned? Is that the CBB's spinoff?
Yes.
The baby, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Animated.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'll be interesting for sure. It's not the first time they've tried to do an animated spinoff, so we'll see how this one goes.
Hey, they're gonna make it like Scooby-Doo.
Did you guys watch the Daleks thing on YouTube?
I haven't seen. I'm not sure which one.
There was an animated Daleks series that they posted during the pandemic.
Are you? Do you remember the anime one that they made of Doctor Who?
Not the anime. It was just called Daleks. It was during the Time Lord's victorious period. So you still had the
that was
Emperor
part of
and
the that was part of the online series, right? Okay.
Time Lord victorious.
Okay.
I remember that.
Because I've only seen the anime one that they made, which looks really good.
Yeah, the anime is good.
Speaking of which, Dave, take it away.
Yes. So, as we mentioned, we are talking about who the next Doctor might be. In theory, not. This again is not rumors. This is not gospel. This is just if I or the other panelists were running the show, this is who we would pick to be the next Doctor. Everything else separate. So don't don't think that anything we say today is official or anything like that, or even rumored. It's just having fun today.
Even though we got it right with the Ronnie. Okay.
Now, again, our panelists don't know. I have a little special surprise for them.
Yes.
See, what I've done is, and each panelist has a little surprise at the end of their speech, so at the end of their input. So, Dave, however you want to start this off, I will explain with the first person that we go into. I just want to let you know that the panelists have selected each an actor, actress to replace to be the next Doctor. If Billy, of course, if Billy's not the Doctor. Also, I went into AI a little bit and made some pictures of what their actor or actress may be if they were to play the Doctor. So each one of them is going to get a little surprise as they're discussing who they have selected. So Dave, take it away. Who's going to be the first one? Who's going to be?
I'm going to make life easy for you, Chris.
Get the dice.
And I'm going to go vaguely down how you have the pictures run. I'm not going to do myself first, though.
Okay.
So first up listed here is Mr. Grisbane Adams.
Oh,
I'm waiting.
very well.
And who did you pick to be the next Doctor?
Well, a little bit of preamble. I was thinking about. I wasn't just thinking about what would be cool. I was thinking, what does the series actually need at this point? And what it needs are producers who aren't just absolutely obsessed with youth. It needs somebody who it needs producers to stop just, we need young hotness all the time because that's how we get the young people in. No, that's not like a lot of the younger doctors. They're great for entertainment value, but like I'm a Capaldi dude myself. It's time for an older person, and so that I don't risk blowing anybody else's choices, I'm not going to run through all the options I went through, but I decided we need someone who's at least middle-aged. And although I admit I was leaning towards women, I decided we haven't had an Asian Doctor. I'd like to see that. And most of the Asian women I could think of were probably a little too famous, too big to realistically be the Doctor. Even the choice that I went with, probably a little too big, but he's big in Disney's world, which means Benedict Wong possibly is just at the highest pushing into unrealistic. But Benedict Wong.
Now, Grisbane, I'm going to hold you right there for a second here. This is what I did. I took your actors or your talent's name and wrote the word Doctor Who, and I put AI. And for each person, I picked the first 3 pictures that came up. It didn't matter what they came up as. So continue, Mr. Grisbane, because now you're going to see the result of what AI came up with.
Take a
drink.
In the first place, this is going to be terrifying.
Go ahead, sir.
So I mean, he is British born. He's British born. Ooh. Oh dear God, that is just awful.
What is he holding?
That is
lightsaber.
That would be a sonic screwdriver based on a microphone and a Cyberman is my guess.
Look at the TARDIS.
That's quite cool. That's actually quite cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love that TARDIS.
It's got really good colors. At least I think
you just gave me an idea for in here something.
So Benedict Wong, this is not him. Oh dear God.
What in the?
Yeah,
this is AI. This is AI. I know it's not Benedict, but it's what.
And this is what's taking jobs.
Most people know him from, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Wong, who primarily comic relief in the Doctor Strange sub universe, but also, I mean, he is a source of authority and a good deal of pathos as well. And that's the thing, like he Benedict Wong, he's a remarkable actor, and I mean he's done some startlingly good work involving or about Chinese artist Ai Weiwei, and so he has both. He's equally adept at authority and dumbassery as the situation calls, and that's why I love him.
Speaking of strange.
Oh, sweet Jesus! It just keeps getting worse.
Why? He looks like the toy maker. He looks like the toy maker.
That may as well just be like Peter Sellers in Yellowface. I mean, that's what that is. That's
in AI's defense, all three of these being very wrong, not Benedict Wong's, might be a Benedict Wong that we don't know because they are all three a similar face.
I suppose.
But I think this is just the wrong Benedict Wong.
Was this Chat GPT or was it AI?
It was AI.
No,
AI.
There's
no
such
AI.
thing as AI. I mean, there's large language models, and there's Oi. Anyway,
go ahead, Dave. Wrap it up. Bring us home.
But I think that he has. I think that Benedict Wong has the power to be the Doctor in the depths of the Doctor moments, as well as the goofiness to just with perhaps a bit more reserve, akin to say the Sixth Doctor. He's just fun as well. That is my choice. I'm sorry, Mr. Wong, if you ever somehow see this. I'm sorry.
Hey, I did my best. Now, there's a question from Billy. Will Doctor Who ever have an Asian Doctor, either male or female or companion? It did one time. And believe it or not, the year began with 19. That's what's pissing me off on that one. It's just like it was.
Stop making us old.
Yeah, it was Yi Ji Cho who played Chang Li for one TV movie, and then it was just gone.
And honestly, I don't even count him. I consider him to be the Master's companion, not the Doctor's.
Oh, okay. So, without further ado, David, I have a surprise for all of our panelists. I did the same thing with your name. So I took your name, put it in there, and put Doctor Who, and this is your Doctor Who counterpart.
Oh dear God!
By name.
Yes.
I just screenshotted
bland
that.
White man in a bow tie. Yes, that is.
Who's that furrowed brow?
First picture AI gave me, so that is what Mr. Grisbane would look like in his counterpart using the word David Cole, Doctor Who. So there you go.
Yep.
I can see that. I can see you in that outfit.
If he uses my real name, I'm in trouble.
Gadget, I'm just going to say things are going to get worse for you.
I know, because let's see, I've been on TV since Law and Order and everything else. Yeah, I'm out there. So whatever they, oh boy.
Well,
Dave,
before we get to you,
I give up. That's why.
That's fine.
I'm going to bring up. I'll just kind of bring them up as they come. Faith came through and gave her idea.
She gave Sarah Bolger. I'm not familiar with this actress, but again, using her name and
does that sound familiar?
Name, that's what AI came up with.
Let's rotate that.
Why is that TARDIS only got one door?
I don't know.
Because AI.
Because it's AI. It doesn't know. I mean, you can't even say police box for crying out loud, but that's Faith's second picture.
That's quite cool.
That is quite cool. I was amazed
Yeah,
on that.
I like the inside.
Now, using Faith Kelly's name and Doctor Who, this is what AI came up with.
That looks nothing like Faith.
Wait. I would have gone with all her cosplay. They would have came up with something because she's famous for cosplay.
We're just doing it by name, so I know.
Oh, okay.
AI does not know any better.
Imagine there's a person that actually looks like that out there.
In a parallel universe.
So
hey, we're supposed to be in a parallel universe, according to the scientists.
So Gadget, you are in fact next. So
yes,
dear Lord, and Wiccan gods and Norse gods. Okay, let's see.
The timeline
right.
changed twice the other day. So.
Okay, well, I had picked someone that I had watched from Wishbone to Supernatural because I know he's a versatile actor that can crack up behind the scenes and on the scenes and has a quality of all the Doctors because of how his acting range is and everything. That would be Jensen Ackles from Supernatural and Days of Our Lives, NBC soap opera star and everything. Like, growing up watching him, and the sad part is I'm 2 years older than him. That's the scary part. I was cracking up laughing because he could go from the sweetest person to the most mischievous, like, I will die for you type of person. That's why I was like, he has the qualities of Eccleston, Tennant, Capaldi. Like, he could be the Doctor. And then to put Jared as his the Master against those two, that would be, I would like to see that. If they were to do an American version, I would like to see that. You know, because I want to see him take down a Dalek, and then later be like the most in the bloopers, the crack up scenes where he's going inside trying to be inside the Dalek. You know, like he would make the set fun. He would make it interesting. It would be a welcome change because he has he can flip to different Doctors because he has that quality where he can flip the script on you no matter what. Master-like qualities, but he could flip the script. But that's actually too accurate for him. That's actually looks like from Supernatural.
That's actually really close. And
yeah.
Here's a third one.
Oh man, yeah, that's actually yeah.
I like the first one out of those.
The first one's cool, but this is more Supernatural, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Now, Philly.
No.
Now, Gadget, you ready to see what you came up with?
Which one did you use? Felicia or Gadget?
I actually did a mixture of Gadget and your last name.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I do like wearing black. That's not bad. Yeah. And my hair should have been blue. I actually was that short one time. Never again. But yeah, yeah.
That's Gadget's counterpart right there.
And what is the TARDIS written like?
Yeah, is that
it will never say police box.
No, look at what it says.
Tarchis?
Tarchis.
Tarchis. So there you go. There you go, Gadget. That was you.
She's
okay, I was scared. I thought it would have mouse ears because the last time someone did something had mouse ears.
It's the Tarkus. It's the Grand Moff Tarkus.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will go ahead and release Gretchen. Gretchen actually.
I want to see hers. I want to see hers.
Hers is Michael Sheen.
Ooh!
And it actually came out with Michael Sheen, pretty much. So it did a good job of Michael Sheen.
Oh wow, he would love that.
Michael Sheen.
So yeah, and I know everybody's favorite is Michael Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he gets it.
That would be nice. And here's another picture of AI Michael Sheen. Even this, yeah.
The TARDIS is good. The TARDIS is good. That matches that round TARDIS.
Now, using Gretchen's name, this is her Doctor counterpart.
Ooh, that's wow. No Sonic though.
Yeah, but Sonics are overrated.
I'm not going to say what I think.
The Sonic belt.
She's like the Sixth Doctor. She's going Sonic free this time. So.
Unless the belt, like Capaldi, had Sonic glasses, she's got a Sonic belt.
There you go.
What can't be Sonic at this point, right?
Banana's not.
Do you want to go there?
No, I just don't think before.
It might relate to a previous conversation.
I was thinking Sonic cell phone, just so we don't have to afford the prop. Just take out just Sonic iPhone.
It's
Sonic
so neat.
Turn on the fan.
Oh no.
Sorry, you see the other side.
Where's my stick?
Oh.
Turn on the fan.
Oh, it's hot. Yeah, you seen the other personality come out. Oh God, it's hot.
Well, Dave, moving on.
Who's next? Victim.
Lights out. Lights out.
Dave, you're on mute, I think.
Yeah, you're on mute, Dave. And our philosophy will be next.
Sorry about
There
that.
we go.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's fine.
Who did you pick?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is my name, isn't it? Yes. So this is gonna be a little bit interesting, Christian, because I had kind of an asterisk next to it because I don't have just one. It's going to be kind of difficult to look at it while I'm talking, but my thought, and I'll be very brief. My thought was that to move forward with the show, you don't want to be looking back, but you do have to fix something I think is major that drove away a lot of fans, and no disrespect to anyone, but I think it did, and that is the Timeless Children. I think we need to get the timeline back intact. So nothing Doctor Who that does is quite as good as how it does an alternate universe. So why not have the next Doctor be Jodie Whittaker? Bring back Jodie Whittaker, and when she fell out of the TARDIS on the season cliffhanger, maybe she went into an alternate dimension, and we have a different version of that Doctor. We have 5 specials with Jodie, and you can even, if you want to, you can have another regeneration there, and even have Ncuti come back. No 14th Doctor, no David coming back, but we go back. We don't do the Timeless Children thing. We say that was an alternate dimension. We meet new companions. We do all that, and I hope I'm not going too fast. Yes, I did just run into something. I'm going to pretend I didn't. The Doctor we have after that is after all that gets sorted out, maybe you can have Billie Piper there if she's the Doctor. But in order to match up the timelines, you've done that, and now we can move forward with our actual next Doctor, which will be Samuel L. Jackson. That's my idea. You need someone, and I know the joke. There's one word they're not going to let him say. Unfortunately, on the BBC, maybe they should let him say it just once. You can get the PG-13 rating, but I think with Samuel L. Jackson, I don't remember who was it that said that we need the Doctor to be older again. Who said that?
Dave.
Yo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm in alignment with you on this, and we need a Doctor that can be academic. Obviously, we have that Mace Windu performance, so we know he can give that very serious kind of stilted performance there, but also we need intensity, and it'd be interesting to see a warm, characteristic side from Samuel L. Jackson's acting. I think he could absolutely pull it off, even if you say, oh, we need a British actor or the Doctor to be British. I think he could probably do the accent, although I think the American accent would be fine because Samuel L. Jackson has a kind of unique way of talking. But just seeing him, picturing Samuel L. Jackson kind of wearing that Nick Fury serious face with a leather jacket that's also kind of academic, and seeing him calling out a whole fleet of Daleks, who wouldn't pay money to see that, right? I mean, I think that would be really awesome. So Jodie, Ncuti, then maybe Billie, then Samuel. I know that's a not very straightforward answer, but I think it would fix the Timeless Children, and we get Mace Windu in the TARDIS. So come on.
Now, our philosophy. Now, our philosophy and I talked earlier, and he mentioned something about Jodie, and I was like, "Well, AI did not disappoint."
Ooh!
You were mentioning about what she should wear and what she should look like this time around, and AI did not disappoint whatsoever on this series of I do like her hair being longer.
And I saw her in Broadchurch, and she is such a good dramatic actor, and I really think that if her Doctor, especially an alternate universe Doctor, got to play that type of role, and it's just like Colin Baker, if he would have gotten to wear a better outfit and be a little darker, I think he could have been, that original run could have been a lot different. I think the same thing for Jodie. I just think that, no disrespect to Jodie, I love Jodie, but I don't necessarily think what she did 100% played to all of her strengths.
Why does that look familiar?
Because it's Jodie Whittaker.
No, meaning that same look she did in one of the other shows she's done.
Yeah, because that's what the AI trained on is other images of her, what she's done.
Okay.
What I want to know is why that TARDIS has got a letterbox.
Yes. I know I've taken a long time here, but I just wanted to ask you guys, and I will be quiet now, but I wanted to ask you guys, what would you, if the show for whatever reason, the BBC hired me, and we did that big stupid idea, which is what I call it. What would you guys think of that as a thing? Like to try to bring in the fans and fix the timeline.
Well, first of all, let's say if the BBC hires you, this is your picture, my friend. That's what it came up with.
Wow.
I'm just like, I have no.
What did you type in?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Your name and Doctor Who.
Your name and Doctor Who. That's what came up. So.
Because bland white
AI
man
is taking over. Okay.
The first picture that came up, and that's the picture. First
yeah.
picture.
Well, guys, I'm gonna rip my mask off.
I think we got a long way before Skynet.
I'm gonna rip my mask off, and that's my real face. That's what's gonna.
No, you know what? Save that picture and use that picture now.
I'm really the master.
That's your profile picture.
Oh,
Well,
you do, yeah, the master.
Aside from that astonishing image, would you guys like? What would you think? Yeah.
Personally, I would rather just keep moving forward and figure out, and actually work the Timeless Child into what's going forward, which they've sort of started to try to do.
Well, yeah, that's what I liked about how they handled the toy maker. Is it explained basically how what they did with there was, yeah, both things are true. He's messing about with reality. The toy maker, because of a game with the master, decided to or created basically a reality that doesn't quite reconcile with itself, because there was no Timeless Child until that happened, and now the Doctor has previous incarnations that it can't entirely remember, but is getting back in bits and pieces. So whatever the heck the writers come up with is what is going to happen.
That's my salvaging headcanon too. It's like, oh, the toy maker came in there and made Chris Chibnall break the timeline.
Yeah, exactly. And I dig that.
Yeah, I do too.
Because I hate Chibnall's entire run. I hate him. He's a terrible showrunner.
I'm changing my answer to Dave's cat.
No.
There we go.
Right, now, Christian, you need to AI Dave's cat.
Oh yeah, you forgot the best team member ever.
Yeah, that's fine. We can leave whatever forest and ocean need to be burned down and boiled away. I've got the real thing. That's enough for me.
All right, and well, you cuddle with the real thing. We've got another cat on screen, which is Tom.
Gonna kill you.
And Tom, you are next, along with Simon's cat.
It's not Simon, it's Sam Mittens.
No, Sam Mittens.
Since Sam Gloves. Rest in peace, Sam Gloves. I'm not gonna say I forgot, but I did. It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, it is.
Because what I remember from the clip, he was on Graham Norton's show, and he said to Graham, "Someone said to me, you'd be a great Doctor Strange." He said, "Doctor Who?" I said, "Yes, that too." What the?
Oh, lion.
Polis and Polion. Okay.
Huh?
Taking
But look at the police box message thing. It looks like a cyber, like Star Trek.
It's a Pokemon card.
AI.
Looks like one of those Blu-ray covers back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just surprised they got the face right on this.
Well, I mean, it's not like it doesn't have a unique name.
Yeah,
that's true.
And also, like 90% of his roles require one facial expression.
Yeah.
That looks like they stole that from the new movie with Ncuti and the Roses.
It's quite possible.
I really don't know. Continue, Tom.
Do we have enough time to continue? Okay. Yeah, okay. I always liked him because I watched Sherlock and as Doctor Strange, and they, per Avengers, they could have easily went, because Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict and Ben, they could have went with the line "No Sherlock," but they didn't. I was disappointed with that joke.
I love this picture.
That's hilarious.
A very 11th vibe to his look. Not the trench coat all the time, but He's a great actor. Seen him many times over. And as Christian and I had the discussions about all these things, that's what even Grisbane talked about, and our philosophy is talked about, by Asian doctors and parallel universes. But I can't bring up me as the whole thing, even though I did have everything that's what's mentioned in story form.
But we can.
No, you can't,
Yes,
because
we
I
can.
haven't finished writing it yet.
Tom is as the doctor. No, we can totally do that, can't we, Christian?
Tom as the
I
doctor.
am, because I have pictures of me as the doctor.
Yes, you
and the Valion.
That's Tom as the doctor.
Ironically,
What?
Tom as the doctor looks almost exactly like Sean is the.
I know it's
We're
less
fraternal
panicky.
twins.
Less panicky.
Very similar to Mr. Adams as
Yep.
the
What,
doctor.
you guys all grumpy old men?
Yep, grumpy old white.
Oh,
man.
you should know about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm grumpy too, because have you seen what's going on today?
Yeah, it's true.
No, about
Next,
me. The same.
So
No, you're in another planet.
Back
It's
from where
Yes.
since you came.
Christian,
Yes, sir.
you're next.
I'm
Who
next.
did you pick?
And you know what? Sadly, I don't have my uploaded picture.
Really interesting.
Okay. Of all people,
Oh, no.
yeah, shut up.
She's gonna kill you.
Hopefully,
she's gonna kill
That's
you.
me.
I tell you what.
I'm already dead. Anyway, because I saw him in a YouTube video as Doctor Who. It was amazing. Everybody kind of knows this guy from something. He has the voice, he has the diction, he has the character. And plus, I kind of feel, as far as like the foul language, occasionally he's got the Peter Capaldi style going. But this was actually our Mark Muncie's second choice, and it was my first, and I just thought about it. But if anybody's familiar with the actor Matt Berry, from what was it? What We Do in the Shadows, and you actually can pull up his name. He does was it Stephen Toast, Toast of the Town or something like that. And there is one where he's doing a verbal audio of him being the doctor. Now he doesn't look too much like that, but kind of close. And I think he would just be terrific as a different point. I would consider him the current day Brian Blessed, as far as his demeanor and the way. Would you agree with that, Candyman? Would you see that? Yeah, he would be kind of like the modern day. And Brian Blessed was actually geared up to be the second Doctor, and it went over to Troughton. So I think this would be great. And I just would love to see his wit when he's taking on the.
What does it say behind there?
I have no idea.
Bob.
Bop it on the uppity boo. I don't know.
I'm sure we're cursing out somebody in another language. So I'm
Or a different dimension.
There's a wonderful video of Matt Berry and Peter Capaldi reading real life
God, you gotta
letters
be
between
kidding
these
me.
two rulers. I forget who they were, but it was a back and forth between these two kings, and they get more and more Scottish. Capaldi goes completely just almost unintelligibly Scottish as it ramps up and up and up.
That
and
is
it's insane.
bonkers.
So just run in, Matt Berry and Peter Capaldi. I'm sure you'll find it.
You know what that reminds me of? The TARDIS language circuit is probably glitched. That's what it is. That's why we're getting them.
There we go. I'll take that.
Well,
It's
believe
like,
it or not,
hello.
believe it or not, Christian, I was speaking to my landlord, and he actually chose Matt Berry as well as being the next Doctor.
After I saw that video, I'm like, God, after everything we kind of like bummed out, I think this would be a great addition, just to have like a known comedian just take on the role and just have a good time with it. And you can tell he's a big fan. I mean, he's in the show.
Why did this picture get me that maybe River just showed up and did something?
Probably.
Yeah.
And it doesn't involve.
Other thing they can win. There's 100 things that could have been in that picture. So
yeah,
I will try to see. Well, keep going. I'm going to try to see if I can make a picture of what AI.
Sure,
says.
I will. I'll bring up
AI of your name.
No, I still got control. I'm just letting you know
Okay.
I might be a little bit.
So
delayed.
Mark brought up Richard Ayoade. I think I've mispronounced his name, but that is not him. From the IT crowd. And he's a relatively common pick. He's definitely got the quirks that the Doctor takes. I don't know that he has the depth myself, but a lot of people, there are
He would
people who
definitely have the
love
fun.
him, there's people who hate him, so it would be a very interesting choice.
Wait, is he the guy who played? Are you talking about the guy who played Moss? I'm not looking at the screen.
Yeah, Moss in IT Crowd.
Morris
Reminds
Moss,
me of
the
Pink.
Doctor. Wow, that's a really good idea. I like that.
He reminds me of Pink.
Yeah,
That
so
vibe.
that's Mark Muncie's pick,
Hmm.
and we got another image of him here, looking a little
Yeah, it's pretty
New
cool.
New York. That's a little closer to what he looks like with his hair, at least. And the AI version of Mark Muncie. And we saw during commercial break.
Ready? Sorry.
The same guy.
What? I get at least an anime type looking one. You guys get grumpy men.
The same guy. So.
Oh, hell no. No.
Somewhere there's a.
Wait. Show us. I just heard that. Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
I can't wait to see it.
No. You have to show us the hell no. Yeah.
Hold on.
He's gonna load it.
I'll
Someone
load it
in the comments, and I started, but had mentioned a lot of Doctor Who picks tend to be very similar amongst the fandom, but the best Doctors are the unknowns. And honestly, I almost picked nobody. And in saying I want someone who's completely unknown. And honestly, I changed my answer specifically for this show. If I had my pick, it would be an unknown. It might just be this guy. Whoever this guy is, this is AI's pick for the next Doctor.
Well, AI might create a Doctor Who and then put everybody out of business.
That guy does look like a bit like Richard E. Grant.
He does a little bit.
Yeah, like his son.
Let's see what Chris.
Quality Richard E. Grant.
No.
See, I see Hugh Grant.
To put it up if you don't.
Give me a second. Let me take this down there.
Yes, more Hugh
I just want to say that I think AI, and it's not the first time I've done AI and something weird, but AI confuses my name with somebody else, and yeah.
Yeah.
Take the S out, and there we are. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I'm a freak.
I can get behind you, Christian Bale. Love you. That would be Christian Bale as opposed to Christian Basil, but Christian Bale as the next Doctor would be an interesting pick.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Well, he already had a TARDIS.
Yeah.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So with that, next up is Candyman.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And I don't know who this. I don't recognize this name, so I'm not going to hold my breath that AI recognized it either.
Okay, so originally, I decided to pick Benedict Wong, but someone else in this panel decided to choose him. So I was thinking,
great minds think alike.
and believe it or not, I decided to do the AI pictures of them without me realizing Christian was doing that as well. So I came up with really, really nice photographs of Benedict Wong as a Time Lord. However, I had to choose my second bit. I wanted him to be British. It had to be a British guy. I'm sorry for my American friends and international guys, but I still think the Doctor should be British. However, I wanted him to be like Asian. I wanted him to be like, he's got the British vibe, the connections, and also the Far East and stuff like that. So bringing back more of the Third Doctor's fusion, Aikido or karate. So I decided to go with a guy called Lewis Tan. Some of you guys might recognize him as Sensei Wolf from Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. He's
no
got
freaking way. Wow.
He's got the grittiness of the Ninth Doctor. Okay, he could be moody, he could be thinking up. He's got the athletic and the martial arts of, say, like the Third Doctor. So bringing the Doctor more action and more like hand-to-hand combat, like the Third Doctor did, because I actually enjoyed some of that. Some of the
You want the Venetian kudu or I can't even say it.
And so I think, so yeah, I decided to stick with him. He basically grew up. He
That's
was
pretty cool.
born in Manchester, grew up in Los Angeles, and he's got Chinese. So he's got both the American side, the English side, and the Chinese. So I thought,
Asian.
I thought that would be the best person for the Doctor. So it was the second pick. Just trying to think. I'm not sure, Christian. Did you actually get my pictures of the AI?
I did, but I wanted to have some fun with it.
Okay, fair enough.
And believe it or not, the third one, you're the only one that got a companion, or at least maybe your other persona for some odd reason. There you are.
All right.
Oh, that's
it's almost like you're
interesting.
fighting with a Jodie-esque doctor.
That's quite cool.
But I thought that was cool. Yeah,
That would be interesting.
she does have what kind of like a Peter Capaldi, like his first year kind of
Yeah.
setup. But I like his leather jacket. I don't know why; it's just all black. That was
That's
like
pretty cool.
what Colin Baker wanted when he first started out.
It's very much Christopher Eccleston's sort of
Yes.
vibe, and I think Lewis Tan could pull this off.
Yeah.
Very
Is anyone else getting slight like Hillary Clinton vibes from the other? I mean, I don't know.
I'm getting vampire. Some of those vampire series that she's a hidden vampire.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like she's a vampire, but trying to do good, bit like Angel. That'd be interesting, like a female angel with the Doctor.
She's a Vulpin. She's a werewolf.
We copyright. We have copyrighted all these things. You cannot steal them, RT. You cannot steal them.
Just give us money if you do.
Mhm.
I always had the image of the thought process of the weeping angels. You know how they converted Jodie into a weeping angel. Well, what if they convert one of the angels to a human and have them infiltrate the TARDIS? And they get to know the Doctor a little bit better, because it kind of almost like on Turlo's sense, he was trying to assassinate the Doctor. Well, same cause and reason with this weeping angel, but this weeping angel kind of like, wait a minute, I really like this person. Why would I want to kill him? And they get to know better, and then the Doctor finally, of course, finds out.
You're trying to say by being human, it gains a soul?
Possibly.
We copyright that.
Christian, if the same people who sent Turlo send the Weeping Angel, the Doctor doesn't have anything to worry about actually successfully being assassinated. So,
Just a note, I copyright nothing because I don't own any of this stuff, and I don't need to be sued. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there we go. Candyman. What does the Candyman look like?
Was Mark? I am so sorry, but I really like this. I just really like this.
Actually, that is actually
What the heck? Okay.
I actually like that. Christian, you got to send me that. I'll sort out with
I will send you that. I just like it's like a suit. And
Why does that look like one of my cosplay friends?
Oh, metal now.
And why does that say Pride on there? What is it? Iric Pride?
Auric Pride.
Eric Purdy?
Purdy?
Purdy.
Eric
Purdy.
Well, Eric's pretty.
And I have to admit, I am sorry for stealing Benedict Wong, because I mean, my first choice was actually Michelle Yeoh, but I figured she was A-list. She's too A-list at this moment to want to spend a year in Cardiff. So, like, that's why I was kind of trying to keep it to B-list or below.
I think that's so funny because I literally picked like the highest paid actor in America to play the Doctor in Samuel Jackson. Like,
I mean, that's a rule I put on myself, exactly. Or else, like, there are tons of other people, like Kathy Bates. She's a little bit too old and probably not interested at all. But like Kathy Bates, I'd put her in anything, and she'd be fantastic. Also, Joanna Lumley, because she was supposed to be the Doctor in the 80s, but they said, Doctor can't be a woman. She got her one chance in Curse of Fatal Death, but she deserved to have a shot at it at the actual chair.
Yeah.
So,
Joanne
That would have been really interesting if in the 80s, like the alternate timeline, 80s, we have a female doctor. Like, what would the fandom discussions be like now? That'd be really interesting.
yeah.
So this is the AI I did of Benedict Wong as the Time Lord. I'm not sure you can see that.
Oh, look. What it actually
Oh
looks like.
wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
I'm
AI
not-
got it right. Mine is.
And this is Lewis Tan as the
Oh, wow.
Doctor.
Oh, look, the Doctor can be something other than David Tennant's outfit.
It was very, very Paul McGann sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I just thought that might be a cool idea.
I'm going to keep that.
Bring up me as Austin Powers.
So, me
You
is
That
next.
boy.
You is next.
And as I said, I almost said nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh yeah, and I agree. The unknown is the way to go.
Yeah.
But
for
it won't
purposes
resurrect the
facilitating
series.
drill, that's not the point of the show. I also almost said Paul McGann, but I would explicitly want the next Doctor to be the 8th Doctor. Full stop. And do a series of the 8th Doctor. Again, not the point of this episode.
Well, and also, the thing I've been dreaming about for a decade now is what Christian was talking about earlier. Bring the 8th Doctor in as a companion Doctor to the present Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Have 2 Doctors on the same adventure for a season or 2. I think
honestly,
that'd be brilliant.
we could, without doing that explicitly, maybe we could do that with Billie Piper, because if Billie Piper's not the Doctor,
yeah,
Billie Piper's back. Billie Piper's in control of the TARDIS, and Billie Piper has used the Bad Wolf abilities or something to come from Pete's world or something. She's hijacked this regeneration of the Doctor. That's what I think has happened. Is she's somehow hijacked the alternate version of Rose has hijacked this regeneration, trying to get back to the Doctor.
Oh, or McGann and Richard E. Grant.
Yeah,
those 2 Doctors together.
I could get behind that.
Like
anyway.
actual Schalke Doctor, like you wanted to be.
Yes.
The real...
Yes.
See,
I
I
love
don't.
Schalke. I have it on DVD.
As do I. Anyway, Paparazzo, go ahead. Sorry.
Candyman, what were you going to say?
I was thinking that Paul McGann and Richard E. Grant are too close. I want it more dynamic. So I would probably say Richard E. Grant and Christopher Eccleston. So you got the fire and the.
You guys are both the 9th Doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could get a question in the chat. Hey, what would you think about continuing the adventures of the 8th Doctor? And I think we all unanimously agree that should be a case.
Rubber
Speaking of
stamp.
which, there's the great side of that cat.
My always backup for who would be a great next Doctor is also Sean Pertwee.
Oh
Sean
yeah.
Pertwee's son. I wanted him to be 13 specifically, but I didn't want it. I wanted to do the David Tennant 14th Doctor thing with the 13th Doctor before that ever happened. That's literally what I wanted to do with and is have Sean Pertwee come back as basically the 3rd Doctor and the 13th Doctor being the same thing. That's what I was going for, and of course it never happened, and that probably never will. But who I actually picked, again, trying to facilitate the show, was Robert Sheehan, which looks nothing like that.
No.
I mean, the hair's about right, but he is from Umbrella Academy and Misfits. He's an Irish actor, so close enough.
Hey, watch it.
He's played Richard III. He's played absolute lunatics. He can do either end of the spectrum, and I think he would be great. He's coming up on his 40, so he's not too young, but he still looks young enough. And again, the hair is about the only thing they've got right here.
Pichon? Why is that an anime name right there, Pichon? Okay.
Only half of it. But yeah, so I think that would be an interesting choice. He's got a good stretch of what he can do in his performances, and he's got the look and I think he could really pull it off. And I know that a lot of people would love to see an Irish doctor, you know, just to throw things into a little bit of turmoil. Again, that look maybe if you had a hat on, it would look like him. But again, I have no idea where they got this name from. So I have not looked ahead. I can see the thumbnail of what I look like, but I have no idea. From the thumbnail, it looks like I look like Ace, but I actually have no idea.
No, I really looked at this. Like I said, these are all the first pictures that came up using everybody's name. So...
Oh no!
I think I hate you all.
Okay, Fish. Okay, Fish.
At least there's nothing written on your TARDIS.
We'll get Barney for you.
Yeah.
Okay, Fish.
Anise.
Is that like a toilet handle for the TARDIS?
You damn kids!
No, Barney Miller. He's Fish.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my
Barney.
You damn Daleks, get off my lawn.
Wait a minute, how do you get in? Because is that the full-size TARDIS or is that like
it's a push door?
It's bigger on the inside.
But it doesn't look like it's all the way down. It doesn't go all the way down.
I don't know.
That's cool.
Does that look like a makeshift Dalek in the back?
The TARDIS was so offended by the result that it pulled all the signs and shrunk.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, I think he's a handsome
Anise,
looking
what
guy.
should you do to the TARDIS?
So what did some of the audience have to say, Christian?
You got it. Oh yeah. Well, we got tons.
We got a lot of stuff
in there. First of all, everybody looks like that.
I would like to pick one of the people and AI their names on here, like time scales and all them.
I know. I'm just catching up on. There's so many chats going on. Rose Kirby, hello. As a filler, why not have many episodes of what took place after the 1996 film with continuing? When we were talking about earlier of Paul McGann and Judge Joseph Dredd, he thinks we should just move on. Which I get his point, but I don't think he had his time. That's just the case there. I think you would like that too much time scale. I really think you would like that too much. We're already like.
I'm serious. Like pick somebody like Rose Kirby, all them. Just put that name in and see what comes up under their YouTube name.
Got Raj. He says Richard Gadd from Baby Reindeer is an interesting choice.
Okay.
I'm totally agreeing with you on this one, Nico Bat. I think Tony Curran, who played Vincent Van Gogh, should be the Doctor. He'd be ginger and could have a fondness of art and painting as a homage to Vincent Van Gogh. Mm-hmm. What do you think of Vincent Van Gogh? She's asking Raj there. Okay. Mike. Hey, Mike. And Chris Marshall from Death in Paradise. Is that the guy?
Possible, yeah.
Chris Marshall? Oh, yeah. I think from Death in Paradise. I remember his name coming up a lot during around David Tennant's time there. Ramona Groff would be good. The Doctor would have a heck of a guilt trip for not helping his boyfriend. Okay.
Wait, are they related to the other
I
Groff?
assume it's Jonathan Groff's sister.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
And
imagine if it was Jonathan as the Doctor.
Nico, Rod, of course, Nico Bat. Anyone who's not too popular would be like Tom Hiddleston, Michael Sheen, Eddie Redmayne, or Andrew Garfield.
Two bigger names, I think.
Exactly.
Do you really think that maybe they might be too big?
Yeah.
Do you think they might take it
at the moment? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is
I know they're busy.
This is like an alternate dimension, though, right? We're picking the Doctor, so I mean, I think there are big names in our world, but I mean, this is just like if you had full control, right? So I think it's worth thinking about, even if it's like a big name that would never
Tom
do it.
Hiddleston's already played the Doctor. His name was just Loki.
So I just decided to ask another AI to generate 8 panelist as an AI.
Oh,
it's come out as that. I'm not sure you can see it.
Oh dear, no! Oh no!
Charlotte as the Doctor.
Oh,
indeed.
Instead of 12, she got 9 lives.
Wait, is that 11 Screwdriver?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh my God. Your AI is much better than mine.
I dare you to do Gadget Pendragon because I want to see if I get the bunny ears or the rabbit ears or the whatever ears, the mouse ears.
I'll see what I can do. I'm going to go back to my candy land, and I'll see what I can do.
Rod doesn't mind if Billy continues to be. Nicobat says as long as she's not Rose, Bad Wolf, or the Moment. I guess she's looking for a new one. If I pronounce this wrong, I apologize. I'm going to do my best. Tanindra. Okay. We need Michael Sheen. He would make a great doctor. Piper is gimmick. BBC has run out of ideas. It's a tease for fans out there, which I kind of think it's true on that one. Stephen O'Neill says the BBC are in talks apparently with the new streamers. Rumors it is Netflix or HBO Max. Well, they both had Doctor Who at one point.
It won't be HBO
Max
Max.
still has
I
it.
actually guarantee it will not be HBO Max. The entire point of the streaming deal was to put Doctor Who in the same place worldwide, and 99% of the world does not have HBO Max.
And I don't have Netflix.
If I had to put money down, I'd say Amazon. I think it would go completely.
It'll be Amazon or Netflix, or stay on Disney. It'll be one of those big worldwide options.
So that's my take on that one. Paul, apparently Billy was added to the regeneration at the last minute to deflect the fact that the show had been canceled.
Hiatus.
We don't know. It's like remember that Netflix could be agreeable to do a deal who had it first. I get the feeling that when it comes to like storage and stuff, if they want to go full on everything, classic TV movie, Cushing movies, I think they're going to grab. I think Amazon would be the best place. That's in my opinion. Paul, I'd vote for Michael Sheen as the next Doctor, but I feel the current BBC wouldn't do that. I don't know why.
Budget.
Lower the budget, pay the actors more.
Exactly.
Somebody's ding went off that says, "Yep."
Why do people list such obvious and unimagined ideas for the next Doctor? The best Doctors are usually unknown. Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier. Yeah. Mark continues. He says the BBC is not an American show. British shows don't get formally canceled. Is not the concept that exists here. It went on. What's that? Yeah. Red Dwarf will never die. I hope it never dies. Sophia Miles would make an excellent Doctor as well if she's not too busy. Yeah,
it's because you remember her face.
Remember her face. Yeah. There we go. Were Peter Capaldi and Alex Kingston the best Doctor and wife because they look more close age together?
Yes. No, the personality I like.
The personality definitely was good between them.
I would get Richard E. Grant to play the Shelka version of the Doctor. You think the Shelka version needs a series?
Damn right.
It should have. Yeah, it should have had it in 2003.
Alternate universe one.
Yeah.
So what I think they should do is have an episode with Richard E. Grant, Christopher Eccleston, and Rowan Atkinson all playing the Ninth Doctor, all in separate timelines.
Oh my God! No, you have him on the chair floor. You have him. He's going to pull out of his chair.
Yeah, you could do that like with that Big Finish story.
Let's go make some calls. We'll get him on the show right now. Let's make some calls.
You know, I actually did have a question. I know we're going through this, but can I ask you guys a question real quick, just as a panel? Is that okay, Christian? About
yeah.
So I mentioned something earlier about Peter Capaldi, and several people have talked about past Doctors coming back, and of course we did have David Tennant coming back multiple times. Do you guys ever feel that? I mean, personally, for me, in the era of remakes and sequels and reboots and all this stuff, I'm just convinced that, with rare exception, bringing things back is almost always diminishing returns and might even make it worse. The only real exception to that, I think, was probably Ghostbusters and Cobra Kai. But other than that, almost everything. So do you think there's any Doctors that just like you don't want them to come back because their run was so good? Like I feel that way about 12 and 11 personally.
I would not want to see any of them come back except for 8. And that's because they've all changed so drastically in their looks and everything that it's really hard to make it realistic. Whereas with Paul McGann, we only saw him once, and then we saw him at the 50th. He hasn't changed that much since the 50th, so you could get away with that gap if you push it towards the end of it.
That's more like finding a wrong than going back and doing a retread in your eyes, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually
retread.
This actually touches on one of my pet peeves of Doctor Who. Is we finally, with 11, Matt Smith, we finally had a final story that allowed him to continue appearing for his entire life if he wanted to, realistically, aging however he wanted, however he could. And then they tied him to a single planet for the entire thing. They said, canonically, he cannot leave the planet no matter how long it's been, or else everything goes bluey.
Yeah.
They
Nicholas
baked it in. They could have explained why suddenly the Doctor has a pot belly when he's theoretically dead before that point in his timeline. And they buggered it up.
I apologize.
We can AI her.
That was my garbage disposal, if you're wondering. I'm so sorry about that. It scared me. I
thought the Daleks were entering.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
disposal.
Okay, here's a question for you guys. I know we guys don't like deepfake or AI, but if the original actor...
Oh, no, that's adorable.
If the original actor, say, for example, like Colin Baker, Tom Baker, Sylvester McCoy, did their own acting, but with deep fake of what they used to look like, would you still accept that?
Yes.
If they gave their approval, even if they weren't involved and they're like, yes, you have permission to use my likeness, and it wasn't like a Peter Cushing in Rogue One situation, like, then yeah, I think that would be. I think that would be, as long as it was trained on just them, and full artistic consent and all that. Then yeah, I think it's fine.
I mean, personally, I just say timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly it. And, like, they did that with, it's non-canon, really, but when 10 met 5, they did...
Oh, the children need
you ever were. Yes, I know. It's, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, whatever. Hand wave, let's move on. I'm okay with that.
I will say, too, like, I'm okay with it in principle, but I'm always like if you guys watched... any of the stuff with like Luke Skywalker coming back in Star Wars, like I always 100% of the time want them to hire a new actor to play that. Rather than AI, like if you saw the movie Dr. Sleep, which was a sequel to The Shining, they hired all new actors. They did no deep fakes and it was great. So I always want them to do that. But in principle, it's fine.
I mean, Henry Thomas, the kid from E.T., channeled Jack Nicholson in that movie.
Right.
Bring up that alien.
Christian, could you just bring up that question about who runs BBC?
Let me see if I can find that.
Got it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Who actually runs the BBC? Good question. It is a corporation that is technically owned by the British people, which we have to pay a TV license fee to the British Broadcasting Company, who is basically controlled by the government, but yet still an independent company. Does that make sense?
So that comedian that's been going around says you can go to jail for not paying your TV license is real?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have the equivalent of that here in the States. I mean, the only like show I can think of that's the equivalent of like something on BBC is probably like Days of Our Lives, which like runs for like 1,000 years, despite the viewership, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, PBS was supposed to be your public broadcaster, and it did get a lot of government funding for a long time, but it was never a government corporation. Like we have it up here, CBC. It is technically a crown corporation. It's operated privately to an extent, but it is a property of the government, thus property of the people.
We need a PBS iPlayer here in the States. Like we need to. We
did.
So, the two Daves, do you pay a TV license then in Canada for that show?
Nope.
It's kind of it would be better and worse if we did. It's just wrapped up in the rest of our taxes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And it is because of the size of Canada and how many people live in remote areas, it is explicitly was meant to be free television / free radio for it is both for rural areas, so that there, no matter where you are in Canada, you get some of this technology and some of this access, and everybody across the country could access CBC.
So with that in mind, oh, I'm so sorry, Dave.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
With that in mind, what would you guys think if another, if the BBC stopped producing the show, which I know they won't, but if they did, PBS or CBC, right? What would you guys think of another country's, or even in Australia, like something they have like ABC in Australia, I think.
Well, PBS had it for a while, but they managed to screw that up.
They
licensed it.
But what would you guys think about them producing it, like another country taking it up?
I don't think any other country could manage it.
No.
Even if it was on the table, which we all know it wouldn't be. I don't see it being.
I think because of how long it's been going on for, I think it's become a British institution.
Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, that's part of you have to look at what the sort of how these entities came to be as well, because the entire point of the BBC, the CBC, all public broadcasters is that was those government's solution for ensuring that the people stayed informed with news. It wasn't really about the entertainment that helped pay the bills for the news programs. In the United States, they decided to go the other way around, where the only way you could get a broadcast license was agreeing to broadcast public service messages, news programs, keep people going. It was the advertisers who really drove the launch of broadcasting in the United States. And the rest of the world kind of looked at how evil, advertising generally is and said, maybe we need to find an alternative to that. And so the unfortunate thing about the CBC is that it has been next door to a marketing-driven market for almost its entire existence. And as a result, a lot of people say Canada is like living above a really loud, raucous house party. Really, it's like living above a meth lab. Yeah. But
don't.
It is.
Oh, because I babysat cats, and it turned out the apartment above is in the newspaper. It was a meth lab in my building.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've.
But that's what's so great about Doctor Who being a public thing produced in
the UK. But the problem is we haven't funded our public broadcasters. A lot of the public broadcasters around the world haven't, except for the BBC, haven't funded programming as much as the BBC did, because we started licensing shows. I came home after school every day growing up. I watched Night Court or Cheers or whatnot mid-afternoon, licensed from the United States on the CBC. WKRP was a big one that I remember the CBC licensed, and that was our afternoon. We were competitive with the United States in the 70s, not to the same amount. We didn't have the same amount of output, but we did have roughly the same quality in our sitcoms and so on. So, okay, I don't know what's
Mr.
going
Dress
on.
Up and Mr. Rogers and stuff all worked on the CBC.
Yeah. And we had a really vibrant TV industry. I mean, SCTV, that one actually did end up being financed by NBC. It was a primarily American produced series after it came to Edmonton, where I live.
So was that advertiser free when it aired in Canada?
No.
Okay, that's what I mean. That's what I love about Doctor Who being a public. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut over you earlier, but being a publicly funded thing, that if it would have been dependent on advertisers, it probably would have got the axe several times before it even did.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's like for what Doctor Who is doing, I mean, there are going to be some duds sometimes, the ratings are going to go down because it's summer. Ratings are going to go down because people just don't like the new Doctors, and but I love that it's a British institution. I personally want it to stay at the BBC. I crazy to keep the budget high to be competitive and risk the show getting axed. And I'm just like, just cut the thing down. It's
Yeah.
gonna that, but that's just
Like,
Hey,
it's
guys,
actually
I don't-
off-putting. The Disney version is really off-putting for me for how they've tried to push the production value with these huge TARDIS spinning through space scenes and whatnot. It's just like, you used to do this with a couple of flats and a dog with ping pong balls strapped to it. Like, come on. People will accept.
We got
enough topic here, so
we got
let's
a lot of chats to get through. So let me go ahead and run through.
I
that.
think this is a good conversation. But
Billy says, "What about actors William Levy, Edgar Ramirez, or Christian Serratos, Alyssa Diaz?"
Never heard of those.
Yeah,
I'm not aware of them.
I've never heard of them.
Billy, can you tell us where we can find them? Just you know.
See,
where
I
they
was
are?
thinking Eugene Levy. I mean, how are ya? Doing a little bit of SCTV
You
act.
never heard of Alyssa? You never heard of Alyssa Diaz?
No,
I'm not putting a face.
No.
I think
Really? She's from The Rookie, Lucifer, Star. Like really?
I mean,
no, it's fine.
Again, face and a name is not the same as not hearing them.
She's famous.
Recognized,
think
yes. Recognize the name. on its
Misha
own.
Collins, I reckon he could pull it off.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is Eugene Levy's eyebrows would probably regenerate. Jim, I would just want to bring this up. Hi, all. Been an emotional day. My mother is on a decline in health. Jim, all our love and the best for you. I apologize, brother.
Best to you,
Hope
Jim.
everything is better. And Raj continues. Lawrence Fishburne would be another great choice. Our philosophy is. So Tammy, hello Tammy. First time I've seen you in the chats. Jack Bannon or Tom Misson is Scruffy from Sleepy Hollow Mode.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's this. The yeah.
yeah.
I could see
It was a
Eddie
great
Redmayne from
Ichabod
Fantastic
Crane.
Beasts playing from the Doctor.
A lot of these
no.
are like really good ideas in the chat. I'm sorry, chat. I forgot that we had to read like I went going on, but these are like a lot of really good
Yeah.
ideas.
That's why we're going to jump into them. The Doctor always should be played British actor, actress, Judge Dredd.
Well, I can speak with English
Judy
accent.
Grant played the Shulka Doctor in an animated special. He was also cannot shown in Trudy's first episode with Rogue. He fits the criteria, someone older, but also known to the role. Continue. Maybe it's not Rose. Could it be the moment from 50th Spet we have has the AI feedback? Oh, by the way, the two people who asked me to do AI on them. This is going to be real fast, but here's time scales.
Oh wow,
Same guy.
Same guy.
grumpy old man.
I just want to Rose Kirby. You're with
Why
that.
does that look like a combo of Cumberbatch and 11?
Yeah,
That's Matt. But
I know
she's the Doctor, so I don't know what Matt's doing in there. Unless they're together and they're doing a little thingy. And by the way, just love this picture of Sophia. Keep that.
Oh, she's going to kill you.
Yep.
She hasn't come
Oh,
on.
also,
Other comments.
Olivia Colman needs to be mentioned because she's in everything.
We saw Shooty change into Billy, not to mention she's wearing his clothes. I don't see how she is not the Doctor.
She is credited as not. She's not credited as the Doctor.
She's not credited as the Doctor, which has happened in the new reboot. Everybody's been the Doctor or Doctor Who, but in her moniker, it didn't happen. Why not have Harry Melling play the Doctor and Patrick Troughton was
His great uncle. It was his great uncle.
Grandfather.
I
I thought it was his great uncle. That his grandfather's brother was the second Doctor.
Okay. I remember the actor who played the next Doctor in Tennant's first run. Yeah, I would definitely do the Governor, and I can't think of his name. Jackson Pollock. It was Jackson Lake was the character, but he would also make. I know the character name, but I don't know the actor's name. Like a good doctor can't remember his name. Okay, we both can't remember his name. So if anybody wants to look that up real fast, go for it. I can't think of his name.
The actor who played in the next Doctor, was David something, wasn't it?
David Morrissey. David Morrissey.
Yeah.
Aren't the actors and actresses out there that would love to play the Doctor or companions have never been on it?
No, there's only 8 guys in British cinema.
That's true. Rumors that Apple was looking to pick it up. Bunch of nerds and geeks in the audience. Would you accept Harry Melling as the Doctor? The second Doctor was his grandfather. Yep. Rose, hey, can you make it? Yeah, I already did. The Schalke Doctor is really weird and kind of odd. That's what I loved about Richard E. Grant. I got it on Blu-ray. And actually, he's been 2 Doctors. He was the Curse of Fatal Death and Curse of Fenrix. I mean, I'm sorry, Scream of Schalke. Blu-ray weeks ago, and it's worth the £8.
Lick the mirror, handsome.
They need to have him do the yeehaw again from the screen.
Yes. Would you be okay with using AI? And we did get into this a little bit to bring back lost episodes that haven't been recovered yet. Wow.
No, I'd rather them do them with actual human artists.
Yep.
They need the
animation.
Yeah.
Malphus guy, yes, 100% in supporting creating AI examples for missing episodes that destroyed and animated ones. Yeah. So not only that, but they should be of good quality. They can't be junk.
Not everybody loves the animation style in the recreations. It's true.
If they make it like Bone Studio, I can live with that.
Billy says they're all Latino and actors and actresses. I'm not familiar. I apologize.
I would suggest if they're Latino descent but they're British, they're fine.
All due respect to Matthew Jacobs, but if the U.S. Canadian 1996 somehow become a TV series, I do believe that would have destroyed the show. I don't know. I mean, Paul was really good, but it was just, yeah. I think Candyman and everybody's right. It's a British institution. To take it out of its motherland, it really just does not vibe. So.
And I think they were going to do the Cartmel master plan too, weren't they? Like they were going to do that weird thing with the Doctor being the other. If they picked it up in America, which I am really glad they didn't do.
Meaning that it was half human?
It would have been like a Timeless Children in '96.
So that's where they got the idea.
I'm saying it would have been that bad of a rewrite of the lore. Anyway,
I thought we interviewed Jacobs. Didn't he say he came up with the idea of the half human because of his relationship with his mother? I'm trying to remember.
Was that not part of the master plan? Like it was called the Cartmel master plan, right? Am I getting that wrong?
We interviewed him.
Right. Well, the whole idea with the master plan, we interviewed Andrew Cartmel in our first series, and we actually brought him up because sure. No, that's right. I mean, he came up with the idea of the Cartmel master plan. That's what people were calling it. But the ideology was that we know there's more to the Doctor, but we don't go into it. You know, Timeless Children, all this crap would never have surfaced, in my opinion.
Okay.
With the master plan, we knew there was something like, you know, the best example of this was Silver Nemesis. At the end of Silver Nemesis, the Ace turns to the Doctor and goes, "Doctor, who are you?" Using his proper name instead of saying Professor. She's like really interested, and the Doctor just puts his finger up upon his mouth and just says shh. So that was the idea. And the thing that I agree with Andrew is there's a reason why he's called Doctor Who, because we know too much about him. The show's over. What's the point? That's the whole being, that he is an enigma. And we know there's more about him. We know that there's something going on. And maybe his history does go far back into the reaches of, you know, the origins of Gallifrey and how the Time Lords came, but we don't explore it. You know, we just know there's something going on.
I still want to know who that woman is in the 50th. Not the 50th. No, the part. What was
the Doctor's mother?
Yeah. Was it the Doctor's mother's? Was it the person? Who was
That's
she?
what RTD says, but it was just a woman of the end of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, who stared at him, and there was like the music. Yeah.
We're almost caught up on these things.
Almost caught up. Billy says, "Have you ever has there ever been a Doctor that was so disgruntled with the universe and all the effort to save the universe that he walked away from being the Doctor?" Yes.
That's
if you
the entire
listen,
premise of the War Doctor. Yeah.
The War Doctor is
actually, if you go back into Dark Eyes, the 8th Doctor.
Yeah.
Because he in Dark Eyes, the series, it starts. He has suffered a traumatic episode in his life, and I don't want to say too much. It really is a lot, but it has to do something with Susan. That's all I'm going to say. Something traumatic happened so hard in his life. Not only does he walk away, but he decides he might end it. It's the first time ever the doctors thought about it, but he doesn't end it the way you and I would do it. You know, what people do it. He decides he's going to run to the end of the universe, and the Time Lords stop him and go, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, "I want to see how it all ends. I want to know if everything I've done was worth it." And that's where I'm going to stop, because that's actually the beginning of the Dark Eye series.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Doctor is in, and that actually kind of introduces to where we're going to be going into the War Doctor, which I love, because the story is now the Doctor's questioning his moral compass for the very first time.
Is that novel or audio or
audio?
Okay,
that's audio. Yeah, that's Big Finish.
It's a beautiful series, and I think the Master actually there's like 4 boxes or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Four boxes, but the first box, it's heartbreaking to listen to the Doctor for the first time just kind of like give up. Yes, actually Jacobs came up with the idea of half human and the kiss. He mentioned that when I interviewed him, and in the film Doctor Who, and I directed by Vanessa Yule. Hey, I was thinking, will you be reviewing the war between land and sea? Yes. But will you be doing Tuesday night in the meantime? Don't know. Depends upon when it drops. Am I right to say that, Dave?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got a whole bunch of ideas. Just stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see, because we've got some potential guests coming up. I'm sure we'll talk about some Big Finish. We'll probably talk about some other episodes that are not the new stuff. And then once War in Land and Sea drops, we will probably, big giant maybes, probably do watch parties on the night, and then the Tuesday we'll do the full review.
Right.
Just as we've done for the last couple of seasons on Disney Plus.
Unless it shows on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Doctor Who as an American prospect would work. I remember Space 1999, a British show with American actors that worked for a while. The Brain of Morbius showed the Doctor had other lives before the first Doctor. This is where, I agree with Tom. This is where that line gets so skewed, because depending upon where you sit, there is supposed to be, and especially I think the Big Finish audio Vengeance of Morbius, those belong to Morbius. And in fact, I think I don't remember if it was here or on another podcast, but I remember that we had a debate about that, and it was like, one of the things that I challenged was that Morbius keeps asking the Doctor, "How long have you lived? How long have you lived?" And I always thought that because Morbius was like at the end of his life, that he was empowering and trying to jinx the Doctor and go like, "You've only been 4 lives? I've gotten all 13 out here. I'm going to kick your butt." And that's where we saw Morbius's. So it is still, for a better term, in question. It depends upon how you look at it right now, and the series is kind of going on timeless children and all that. But yeah,
I always thought they were Morbius.
If you watch our intro, the countdown intro.
Yeah.
After 1, I've actually got the faces of the Brain of Morbius Doctors, and then the Fugitive Doctor in there as well.
But you still ain't got Peter Cushing.
Sorry, go ahead.
The animated preschool. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say, Dave, but you still ain't got Peter Cushing in it.
No, we did once. And I tell you again, he's been in that once.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. The animated preschool Doctor Who's for ages 4 to 6, and the pitch deadline to pitch for it is July 10th. Thank you, Fleeson, yes. And Billy says, "I want to thank you all for answering my question." Yes, I'm the new to Doctor Who and love learning about the show. Absolutely, that's what we're here for. That's exactly what we're here for. Dave, we got 10 minutes left. Reviewing the Seeds animated spinoff would be interesting. So yeah, we will be doing that depending upon when the episodes drop. We would love to watch and review, but again, it's going to be depending upon our schedules when they drop, and to make sure that a couple of us are a part of that show so that we can do the watch party
at a normal time.
Yeah. So
Yes.
That has been, we've gone through it. We've gone through everybody's doctors. We know who everyone wants. We've gone off on a side trip. We've seen Christian Bale Basil.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get mouse or rabbit ears on mine.
No. It'll be it's going to be an interesting, it was an interesting show for sure. We had great conversations, and I'm thrilled with all of the ideas from the audience, and of course from our panelists. But we are at a time where we're coming up on a hard break time, so we need to wrap this up. We'll be back next week. We have no idea. We're working on booking a guest. That may or may not happen. So we'll make decisions over the course of the next week.
It's fun not knowing the future.
Exactly. I'm going to be taking a break from the shows after next week for a couple of weeks, so we'll see what's happening over the next little while.
Gotcha. So let me run through this real fast. Normally our team does this, but let me just do it real fast because we only got a few minutes left.
Yes.
You can meet Gadget over at gadgetpendragon.com. You can also check out her Instagram, her YouTube channel, wherever, and she's got books on sale, so check them out over there. Grisbay Adams over at crossingthethemes.wordpress.com. You can check out Our Philosophy, youtube.com/ourphilosophy9119. Definitely check out all three of these guys, Dave, Tom, and Candyman, over at youtube.com at SpillTheGeekT1. Check out Dave on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/therathole.ca, and also his spin-off show, The Happiness Patrol. And always check out the Candyman, who's always floating around here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, as well as SpillTheGeekT. So I hate to do it to you guys, but I'm just we need to get hang on a second. We just want to wrap this up, thanking everybody for bringing us to this level, which thank you so much for bringing us.
I think your birthday present is going to come. It's going at 70,000.
That would be swell. So 75,000 we're looking at right now. I think we're at 75.4. Was that the right, Gadget?
I think it was 65.4, 65.5, depending on
or 65.4. Yeah, so 65.4 we're at right now. And please keep watching. 1.6 million
That
views.
is astonishing.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for keeping an eye out. Real fast, we're going to be at Ancient City September 12th through the 14th at the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort in St. Augustine, Florida. Get your tickets now. The Dalek Builders of Florida, as well as the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, will be out there combined together at the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort, St. Augustine, Florida. Again, get your tickets now, September 12th through 14th at ancientcitycon.com. And we're pleased to announce... Did I not put it up? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Doctor Who Day, A Day with the Daleks. We're just announcing this. This is going to be taking place July 19th, starting at 11 a.m. It's free admission, free parking. Come out to Famous Faces and Funnies, located in Melbourne, Florida. We will be having the Daleks come out there. We'll also be having trivia. We're going to have cosplay contests. We're going to have a ton of stuff going on out there. And again, free admission, free parking, and one of the largest comic book stores in Florida off of West New Haven Avenue, Melbourne, Florida. Again, July 19th, starting at 11 a.m. sharp. Thank you so much, everybody. And anybody, any last minute goodbyes before we let
Just
everybody go?
the 2 conventions in August. Guys, catch me there, okay?
Got it.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta, everybody. And don't forget to say good night to Simon on the way out. Thank you all for joining us. Peace be with you. And until the next adventure, Tony.